Okay, next I'm going to show you this, which does come up quite a lot. I'll show you this bump key first. Sometimes happens with newly cut bump keys, because they're very deep cuts on the key, you end up with burrs running down. I don't know if you can make them out properly. I don't think you can make them out properly. See how they curve over at the top? Sometimes these are so sharp that when you put them into a lock that you're gonna bump, you can hear from the sound that they're snagging slightly. So what you would normally do, if you get a key like that and it's got any burrs on them or the sharp overhanging areas, don't know if you can make that out a bit better now. They really are overhanging them, which is why they're catching in the lock. The thing to do in this case when you get the keys like that is just get a small needle file, triangular one's probably the best, and just run it just slightly down the edges there just to take that sharpness off. That way the key won't get stuck in the locks. This is a problem tends to happen. A newbie will get a key and it's got some of these burrs on. They put it in the lock. Try bumping the lock because you're hitting it quite hard as a beginner. They tend to get stuck in the lock. I'm going to try and replicate that now by, there's no washers on here because really we want the key to get stuck in this case. So there you go, the key's stuck. Key's stuck in the lock now. Now we're going to take this, obviously you can't do this if it's in a door, but while you're practicing, chances are this is a sort of situation you'll get in. If you turn this round in the vise now, your key's stuck in there. You can use your bump hammer or a small hammer. What I normally have is mole grips, but I think someone's borrowed them at the moment, so we're going to use pliers. You don't want to be rocking left to right. If you start rocking left to right, you'll bend the key and probably snap it in the lock. You don't want to be going up and down particularly either, because that can do the same thing. You want to try pulling in a straight line. And see, I've got a little bit of give in there now, still locked in. If you get a hammer, your bump hammer or smallish hammer like this, it's not going to damage your lock in any way. You can use a normal hammer as long as you're gentle. If you tap the top of the lock, what it does where these have snagged on the pins, it bumps the pins slightly, which will release the key. So you're pulling on the pliers here, pulling in a straight line while you're tapping the top of the lock. And there you go, there's your key out. Thought it was worth making a video on that. I've come up once or twice, but there you go, there's the basics of one way of doing it.